Hi guys, welcome to AdamMcKola TV. This is the Burnley preview. Manchester United's next game in the Premier League is, of course, Burnley away at Turf Moor, a place where Manchester United, a team that Manchester United have already dropped points against this season. So very, very interesting game ahead for Manchester United tomorrow night. Now, I've just changed my speaker, so apologies about that. Sorry, one second. Let me sort the sound out. Let me go again. I'm going to be right back. One sec. Hi guys, welcome to AdamMcKola TV. This is the Burnley preview. Manchester United travel to Turf Moor for their next Premier League game against Burnley. Now, last season we won 2-0 there, but this season we have drawn 2-2 against Burnley, and we were 2-0 down until Jesse Lingard stepped up with his heroics at Old Trafford and grabbed Manchester United a point, rescuing it right at the depth. But we're back today and we are here for the Burnley preview. We thought we might have Alexis Sanchez in and available for this game, but the 12 o'clock deadline passed to register him so he could be available for that game. And even if we do sign him tonight, tomorrow morning, he will not be available for the 3 o'clock kickoff UK time in Burnley at Turf Moor. So let's forget about Alexis Sanchez right now and let's focus on this game against Burnley coming up, because even though Burnley haven't won any of their last 5 games, they've lost their last 3, they've drawn the 2 prior to that. Even though they're on a dreadful run at the moment, this is a Burnley side that have been doing very, very well under Sean Dyche. Sean Dyche is a very good manager. They've had no Heat and no Tom Brady, and they've still been able to get some very good results this season. So despite Burnley's form, let's not write them off here. It's going to be a very difficult game, but of course we've got the positive momentum of kind of thing of winning their last season, but they'll be confident because they drew against United this season. Big game coming up. Of course, you guys are going to be involved as well. If you're watching this back later on today, then of course make sure you're getting your comments in on your predicted 11 and your predicted scoreline. If you're watching this now and you're watching this live, then of course just keep it coming. Just keep the comments coming. I'll try and read out as many as possible. And yeah, man, let's do this. Guys, what's going on? How you feeling? Are you all good? I can see Darren, Yusuf, Mustafa, Glenn, Sanat, Nigel, Andrew, loads of people in the comments. So thank you very much for joining me. We're 6 subscribers away from 45,000 subscribers. So get hitting that subscribe button. And yeah, let's get stuck into the Burnley against Manchester United derby game, Premier League game. It's not a derby, even though Manchester is very, very close to Burnley. It's not a derby. I'll tell you a few things about Burnley. We went there last season and the internet is awful. It's awful. You don't even get 2G. Never mind a 3G or a 4G. You get like just a G. You don't even get a G. You get a lowercase g. It's awful out there in Burnley. So if you're watching that, if you're watching the game tomorrow and you're watching the Full Time Devils team stream, then hopefully our stream is running fine and the internet has sorted itself out in Burnley. But yeah, Nigel subscribed when we were on 5k. Whether you're a newcomer or an old timer, thank you very much for being part of AdamMcKola TV. I really do appreciate you guys. Sherrod, just a dominant win. That's all I want. That's all I ask, is what his said. I think Sanchez transfer thing was a big joke, says Charles. Strange one. I doubt Jose Mourinho would be in the business of looking to embarrass himself by talking about a player that's not coming to Old Trafford. It'd be a little bit weird, wouldn't it, if he wanted to embarrass himself like that. The in-betweeners were right about Burnley, says Andrew Malloy. Beard and that, says Ndani. Yeah, I got a beard. Sanchez is dragging. Listen, Mizan, just stop thinking about it. You know what I think about these things, yeah? This is my last thought on this Sanchez thing before I go into Jose Mourinho's comments ahead of the game. It's been a week. This time last week we thought we were getting Lucas Moura or Malcolm. Now we're close to signing Sanchez. Now it looks like it's just a matter of time and putting pen to paper. And people are moaning about it dragging. It's because it's a swap deal. That's why swap deals rarely happen. You have to rely on 2 players agreeing moves. So it lengthens it out. Sanchez could have agreed his move ages ago. Mkhitaryan's dragging it out. You don't know what's going on. So just relax a little bit, yeah? Relax. It looks like we're going to get the player in the next couple of days. If someone told you in 10 days' time, if someone told you a week ago, in 10 days' time Man United will sign Sanchez, would you have been like, oh, but he's not going to be available for Burnley. Oh, but that means it's going to drag. No. So just relax a little bit, yeah? Relax. All in good time. All in good time. Not everything's going to be just nervous like that, is it? Mustafa says, I said to you on a previous video we should just go for Sanchez. Looks like it's going, yeah, and I knocked it back and I said, look, it's not going to happen. Stop thinking about it. But it looks like I was wrong on that one. That's true, Carl. Too much media makes it seem longer. I made a similar comment on Twitter yesterday. The fact that we've now got Twitter and Facebook and Sky Sports News 24/7 and this and that and the other, all these different updates, all these different lies, all these different blags about contracts and numbers and figures. Because we're getting all these updates, we think it's dragging, but it's not. Back in the day, we used to have to rely on teletext and then wait for the newspapers in the morning. And newspapers aren't reliable anyway. So you were waiting for unreliable information. It's madness. Aaron says, do you feel sorry for Mickey as well? I do feel sorry for Mkhitaryan. I'll be honest with you. Look, not at the fact that he's leaving, because I think it's not a bad decision to be selling Mkhitaryan. I think at the end of the day, it's not worked properly. It's not been consistent enough. I wouldn't have minded giving him a chance until the summer. But even then, it looks like it's not going to be a success under Jose Mourinho consistently. So with that said, I don't mind the fact that Mkhitaryan's leaving. It's the fact that it feels like he's been pushed out. It's the fact that, you know, he doesn't really want to go to Arsenal maybe, and he has to go to them because he's kind of got no choice. That's the side of things where I feel sorry for him. But in general, I think Jose has to be ruthless now. He has to be ruthless in chopping and changing this team. It's that simple. I said it previously on one of my videos on this channel. I think in the 2017 review. I said that now 2018 Jose's got to be ruthless in chopping and changing his squad. And in January he already is being. So I think Jose's shown a lot of respect to Mkhitaryan. Mkhitaryan's still training with the first team. He's still spoken highly about Mkhitaryan. But he's just said, while he's discussing a transfer, I'm not playing him. If he doesn't leave, fair enough. But if he stays, if he leaves, then it's done. You get me? So I understand Jose Mourinho's stance on this one. Over 100 people watching, 6 away from 45k. Can we do it live on air today? There's only one way to find out, by you guys clicking that subscribe button. Can you hit the like button if you're already subscribed as well? Hamant making it a great point. Andrew Malloy comments, Shaw looks to have won Jose over. That's great to see. Jose Mourinho's comments today about Luke Shaw were absolutely fantastic. Music to my ears. What he said about Luke Shaw was that Luke Shaw is now at this moment, this Luke Shaw, he can't think of many other better left backs, and that is fantastic news. The fact that Jose said that is fantastic news, and I really hope Jose Mourinho is looking at keeping Luke Shaw in this team, keeping Luke Shaw in terms of, you know, Luke Shaw potentially can be the best left back in the Premier League, one of the best in the world. So let's try and nurture that from him. Full-Time Devils put up the press conference from last April when it kind of seemed all over for Luke Shaw, and he has come a long way since that time, and it is very, very good to see. So fair play to Luke Shaw, fair play to Jose Mourinho. Well done. I'm totally happy about that. Totally happy about that. Luke Shaw for the long run, says Kalayan. I hope so, mate. I really do hope so. As for injuries, we've obviously got no Eric Bailly, no Zlatan Ibrahimovic, who are still recovering from injuries. Daley Blind has a little problem. He pulled up in training today, so he's not available. It's not a huge injury, but he's going to miss the game against Burnley. and everyone else is fit and good, says Jose Mourinho. So no Eric Bailly, no Zlatan, no Daley Blind for Manchester United tomorrow, and obviously no Alexis Sanchez as well, as the deal hasn't been done yet. So we've got a pretty full squad. Since coming back from Dubai, I would have liked to have think that the Manchester United side are fresh, ready to go, feeling good, feeling confident. And Burnley is a place that is going to be very difficult, but hopefully that we can go there and grab 3 points, because we do need 3 points. Chelsea play earlier on in the day at Brighton. If they win, they go level on points with us. I think Liverpool don't play until the day after. So, okay, we can play earlier than them. But in terms of Man City play at 5:30, we can close the gap to 9 points. I know they're playing at home to Newcastle, but you never know what can happen there. So we need to go into this game, get the victory done, get 3 points in the bag, and hopefully, yeah, it'll be a good day for Manchester United tomorrow. And then Sunday could be Sanchez Day, which would be a pretty good week, wouldn't it? So, yeah, it's a big game for United. Sean Dyche's Burnley haven't been great in recent weeks, in recent months even. I don't think they've won, stretching back a while now, even before the draw against Manchester United, they hadn't won before that. So, yeah, they lost against Palace last time out. They lost against Manchester City in the FA Cup 4-1. They lost against Liverpool at home 2-1. That was a late goal. Draw with Huddersfield 0-0 away. Draw with United away. And then they lost against Tottenham and drew with Brighton before that. And they had back-to-back wins, 1-0 wins at home before that, which was at the start of December. So they haven't won for over a month now. It's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games consecutively without a victory. So Burnley at this moment in time are obviously not in their best form or the best shape this season, but they're still sitting 7th place, just 5 points off Arsenal. So it shows you how good they have been in this season, that they haven't won any of their 5 last league games, lost 3, drawn 2, and they're still sitting 7th place, 3 points clear of Leicester and 7 points clear of Everton. So Sean Dyche is doing very, very well this season, and they will be a threat, no doubt, to Manchester United, particularly at home. Look, if Burnley win, it's usually 1-0. So you think if United get 2 or 3 goals, we'll win the game. And Manchester United's defence has been very, very good in recent times and recent weeks. So you'd think if that continues, United will get their victory. But we can't be complacent. We have to be at it. We have to go for them, keep knocking. And I am looking very much forward to this game. I'll be in Burnley tomorrow as well, with full-time Devils. Did you watch Liverpool Man City game? Says Brad, I did. Why is that a question? Jay says Burnley are better than Arsenal. Probably will be after we take their best player. Why do I feel most of the media are hating Man United? Maybe they don't like Mourinho, but United as an English club, they should always back us. They always show United as a greedy club, says Ahmed. Listen, fuck the media. They will always throw Manchester United into the ring, into the hat, in terms of, you know, they get clicks, they get comments, they get all that stuff. So they know whether people are moaning or people are being positive about their articles. It gets people talking if you put Manchester United into your title. Also, people just hate Manchester United and hate Jose Mourinho, so they're going to do anything they can to try and get one over on us. Just got to rise above it. I'm used to it now. I do like to point it out, to be totally honest. I like to point it out. So me saying I'm used to it or it's to be expected, it doesn't mean I won't tweet about it. It doesn't mean I won't poke fun at these journalists, because they're all bullshit. In this day and age as well, they've all been killed by the internet, these journalists. There's very, very few that are actually reliable anymore. I mean, look out there. How many reliable journalists are there? How many do you trust? The game is dead, journalism. It's dead. And they have now become what they hated in terms of these clickbait articles, in terms of these clickbait stories, and trying to get people just angry or wound up or whatever so they get reactions. As long as they get their hits on their websites, as long as they get their ad revenue, they're fine with it, because newspaper sales are absolutely dead. You get me? So they're relying on the internet now. They're relying on all these fans. Manchester United sells clicks, and they will do that just to get them. There's no point winding up Manchester City fans. How many City fans are there? And that's not me taking the piss. Do you get me? That's me being serious. They won't do that. They won't do that. Andrew Malloy says DiMarzio. I agree with you. I was tweeting DiMarzio the other day as well. About how good he is as a journalist, and I think he said he's going to come on full-time Devils at the end of the transfer window. So myself, DiMarzio, could be doing a little video soon. So make sure you keep it locked for that. Calayan says Mata should stay, and I totally agree with you as well. Mata's contract expires in the summer. I think we can trigger an extension on it. I would like us to trigger an extension on it. Whether we do or not remains to be seen. But I would like us to keep Mata at Manchester United. Could there be something in that Ozil thing? Jose waiting to see what happens with Ozil. You never know, but I would hope not. I would really hope not. We're halfway through the preview, which means it is now time for my team news, and I got to be very careful what I click here, because I've set up a video for when Sanchez is announced, and it's got some teams with Sanchez in it in my stream, so I don't want to click on those. 5 more subscribers for 45k, says Joey A. Rich. You're damn right, mate. And 29 likes for 100 likes. So get hitting the like or subscribe button, and every time I say that, we drop a subscriber. So maybe I'll just ignore that for now. But anyway, that is my team. That's my predicted lineup. I have gone with David De Gea in goal, Valencia, Smalling, Jones and Shaw, Matic, Mata, Pogba, Lingard, Martial and Romelu Lukaku. That is the team that I've gone with. I think Luke Shaw hopefully will keep his spot. Obviously, we've seen Ashley Young is now re-available again from suspension. It's his first game back from suspension, and he could of course start for Jose Mourinho. I don't think that would be a bad thing, because Luke Shaw started an awful lot of games recently, so maybe he does need a rest, but I would like to see Luke Shaw start. Phil Jones, Chris Smalling and Valencia at right back. No chance for a back three, says Anantu. That is a possibility, but I want to see us go towards a 4-3-3 now. If we are bringing in Sanchez, I would like to see Sanchez potentially in that Lingard position that I've got there, and then Lingard could also rotate with Sanchez and also Mata as well. So I want to see us start moving towards this 4-3-3 formation. Pogba on the left of it, Mata on the right of it, or Herrera on the right of the 4-3-3, or Lingard or whoever, and move towards that. Fellaini as well. Rahul mentions Fellaini will start. That's a possibility. Herrera deserves a chance, says Ahmad. That's a possibility. And maybe this kind of lineup you would see more or less at home rather than away from home. So maybe I am being a little bit too optimistic in terms of the setup there. But that's the 11 that I've gone with. You guys get your 11 in. Nadeem says no Ashley Young, and no, there isn't any Ashley Young. Where does he play in this team? Is he going to play at left wing ahead of Martial? No. Is he going to play at left back ahead of Luke Shaw? No. So no Ashley Young in my team, unfortunately. Think we conceded too many chances last match. Herrera needed. Don't you think the midfield stronger, says Hermant. I totally appreciate that comment as well, and I do hear you there, mate. I did have Herrera in my team, but I just thought Mata's form at the moment is what made me put him in there. But of course, maybe in terms of balance, Herrera would be better. I could show you that team now. I'll bring that up for you guys if you want to see that on the screen. I can make that change for you right now, so bear with us and I'll bring that up. Get your comments in with your predicted teams as well, guys. Keep the comments coming in, keep the comments flowing. We could also go with this one as well, in terms of bringing Herrera in. Let me save that, and it should change automatically if I remember. There we go. So now that's how it would look with Herrera in the side. Not against that either, to be totally honest with you. I'm not against that at all. I think Herrera could definitely do a job for us there. Justin Lim says Adidas sponsored by Full-Time Devils, or Full-Time Devils sponsored by... I would love a sponsorship with Adidas, to be totally honest with you. If they're watching, get in touch, guys. But yeah, I've banged Herrera in there now. So there you go. Schoolar says Mata is technically better than Herrera and has far better vision or passing and passing. That's a good point. United 3-1 thinks CJ Johnson. Mata can't be an 8 in my opinion. Too slow and weak. Would swap Lingard and Mata. Fair shout, Espen. Who will play central out of Sanchez and Lingard? I think it could be a move which sees Lingard not as much in the team, but of course you could see him in the number 8 position. You could also see him on the right if Sanchez ever plays on the left. James says that's a much better team for an away game. Jack Jodrell, how you doing, mate? I hope you're doing well. And as I said, get your predictions and of course your predicted score lines in the comments. Tommy Tightlips says Scholes couldn't tackle. Great point, mate. Prefer Mata to Herrera, to be honest, as Mustafa Shaka. And JSat says it is prediction time. It is prediction time, guys. How am I feeling about this game? We won there 2-0 last season with Rooney and Martial scoring. I'll go 2-0 again to Manchester United. I'm quietly confident. We've got a good away record this season, apart from Chelsea and that Liverpool game. We have got a good away record so far. Yeah, I'd go with 2-0 to Manchester United. Romelu Lukaku scoring a brace. He hasn't scored a brace in a while. It'd be good to see him move ever so closer to 20 goals. He's on 17 at the moment. 2 more will take him to 19. Yeah, I think Lukaku 2-0. Flan thinks 2-0. Kayla Yan says 4-1. CJ thinks we could play a 4-3-2-1. Vineet says 2-1. Ebby says 3-1. Justin says 3-1. Scholes could do a lot with the ball and score, says Michael Jones. Great point. 2-0 Lukaku and Jesse, says Ananthu. Be clinical and we win 4-0, says JSat. Burnley. Who's Burnley's top goal scorer? Is it Chris Wood? I think it might be Chris Wood, you know. Let me check that out. Oh, it's Robbie Brady. Chris Wood don't play for them. No, it is Chris Wood. Chris Wood's on 5 goals. 4 goals for Ashley Barnes, 3 goals for Robbie Brady, who used to play for Manchester United. Yeah, so they've got a few threats. Most of their threats are aerial threats. They're very good defensively in terms of their organisation, the way that Sean Dyche gets them set up, and it's something that this game does provide us with a threat. I'm not overly confident, but I think the thing that swings it for me, you look at Watford, you look at Arsenal, even the Leicester game up until the last 20 minutes, Everton away, we've done very well on the road since those Liverpool and Chelsea games. So I think we'll get a victory here, but it's not going to be easy. Sean Dyche is a very good coach, a very good manager. Burnley are a very good outfit. They'll be looking for a victory. Their fans will be up for this one. Manchester United are in town. That place will be rocking, and with no wins in their last 5 Premier League games, they will be looking to get a victory here, and that could make up for it. They get 3 points here. It makes up for all the last couple of games and the bad results that they had, because it's 3 points that they probably don't expect to get. So yeah, it's a difficult game for Manchester United, but it's one that I think we should be winning, and one that I think we will win 2-0 in the end. Keep your comments coming in. Keep your questions coming in as well. We'll have 5 more minutes where we'll have a little chat, and I'll answer a few of your questions, so keep them coming. And Nadeem says there's a lot of positivity about we will win. Rasmus, thank you for the comment. Am I only one who thinks that Mata is a really good number 10, says Kalayan? You're not, mate. I think Mata's a very good number 10 as well. And if we play 4-2-3-1 at home, or we play with a number 10 at home, I'm fine with it. But I really want to see Manchester United move towards a 4-3-3. I think it's the formation where we get the best out of Paul Pogba. Yes, I know we played with a midfield 2 in the last game, but Pogba looked best when he went forward. And I think at home, you know, maybe you can get away with having a little bit of looseness at the back. I mean, look how many chances Stoke City did create, and they could have and should have maybe scored. So this is a game that we need to win, and I think 3 in midfield will tighten things up a little bit. It will give the back 4 that protection of Nemanja Matic. If Valencia and Shaw want to go forward, then Matic can sit and protect them in front of them. If you've got Herrera or Lingard or Mata in the number 8, in this case we've got Herrera there, He will be able to buzz about that midfield and give Pogba the chance to create and move forward. Out wide, Martial, Lingard, Rashford, whoever. I think they've got to hug the touchlines. They've got to stretch the Burnley defence, because what you'll find is they're very, very well organised. So we don't want them to get compact and sit deep, because if they do that, they're going to be hard to beat. United's delivery from out wide isn't great, as we already know. So maybe that could be something where Valencia and Luke Shaw become a real outlet for us. And someone mentioned a back three earlier, which could be a possibility. But we don't... Yes, Lukaku's great in the air, but we very rarely create many chances in the air. So it's a weird one, isn't it? Ian Turlington says, agree Adam, bet against better team, Pogba gets bogged down with defensive duties in a two-man midfield, and I think he's just too good to have those responsibilities, to be honest. Callahan says, I agree, I just don't understand why we are linked with Ozil. The reason we're linked with Ozil is because he's a very good player for a bargain, and what you'll find is Jose Mourinho wants to build a team that can not only win the Premier League but challenge for the Champions League. And to do that, you have to have a very, very good squad. We're losing Mkhitaryan as it stands. Ozil could be a replacement for him. Do you know what I mean? Alexis Sanchez could be Zlatan's replacement. So you've got to look at the squad and think we need balance. Not every player is going to play every game. Sometimes we have 3 games in a week. In one game, you could have Sanchez on the left, Rashford on the right, and Lukaku up top. Next game, you could have Sanchez on the right, Martial on the left, Lukaku up top. You know what I mean? Like you can switch things around every game. People get minutes, people get chances, people get time to play. And not only does potentially Sanchez come in, it means that it frees up, takes off some pressure off Romelu Lukaku as well. I hope Luke Shaw gets his contract extension. He needs to keep this going up until the end of the season, though. Danny says, do you think United can win the league? This season it's a long shot, but I do think we can win the league under Jose Mourinho. But obviously this season it's far off. I think, how many games are there left to go? 15 games. I think we need City to lose. If the gap can be like 9 points, 8 points with 10 games, 9 games to go, you never know what can happen. But right now I don't think it's on. Mo Wada says this double pivot is useless. No top team plays 2 holding mids, especially at home. But yeah, I agree, mate. It's just not needed. But maybe it's Jose Mourinho showing that he doesn't trust some of the other players, which would be a concern. But of course, it would show that he needs to bring in some of his own, more of his own players. Espen really wants Zlatan to move on in January. I feel sorry for Zlatan, man. What a professional, what a player, and sees is the end of his career to count down like this is a real shame. Nevertheless, guys, Zlatan Ibrahimovic isn't involved against United against Burnley, as we know. That's my predicted lineup: David De Gea, Valencia, Smalling, Jones, Shaw, Matic, Pogba, Herrera or Mata, Lingard, Martial and Romelu Lukaku. We're 4 away from 45,000. If you're watching this later, we may have already hit it. But regardless, whether you are subscribed, whether we have hit 45k or not, if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. If you are subscribed, hit that like button. All of you get your comments in below on your predictions, on your lineups, on all that good stuff ahead of the game against Burnley. For now though, guys, I'm going to get out of here, but thank you for watching. This has been the Burnley vs Manchester United preview. Who knows, if we have some news later on, I may be back. But for now, I've been AdamMcKola, and I'm out of here.